It's 2 a.m. A traveler stands on a deserted street corner in Lower Manhattan. He hasn't had a real meal in what feels like a lifetime. His legs are screaming from miles of walking, and his wallet is completely, utterly empty. But he thinks he's just found a way to get a 5-star million-dollar view of the sunrise over the city. And it won't cost him a dime. And right there, he just had to smile. This is what it's all about. Welcome to New York City, the city of dreams, the capital of the world, and, let's be honest, one of the most expensive places on Earth. The average tourist can easily drop a few $100s a day here. But what happens when you don't have that? What if your budget isn't just small? What if it's zero? That's the mission. 24 hours, sunrise to sunrise, in this concrete jungle with nothing but wits and the stubborn belief that the best things in life have to be free. This isn't just about surviving. It's about finding out if you can actually feel New York without opening your wallet. It's a test of creativity, a change in perspective, and a hunt for the city's hidden soul. So, let's rewind the clock 24 hours and see how this crazy idea got started. And the clock starts now, 7 a.m. The sun is just starting to kiss the tops of the skyscrapers. A stomach rumbles, a reminder of problem number one, breakfast. In a city with some of the best food on the planet, the options are, well, none. A bagel is a dream. A coffee is a fantasy. So, what's the plan? The first thought is, what can be offered? The world runs on transactions, sure, but not all of them involve cash. The traveler heads toward a neighborhood packed with small, independent shops. The first few attempts are humbling. Let's just say asking a busy cafe owner to sweep the floor for a day-old pastry gets you a look that could curdle milk. It's a fast lesson in the city's rhythm. Time is money, and this was a bad deal. Feeling a little defeated, he remembers that cities have secret support systems running just beneath the surface. He finds some public Wi-Fi outside a library and starts searching. He'd heard that some community kitchens or church breakfast programs offer a hot meal, sometimes with no questions asked, especially if you're willing to help out. Not all of them are open to just anyone. But he found a local church running a breakfast program. It was a grounding experience. He spent an hour helping them sort donations, and in return, got a hot cup of coffee and a warm plate of eggs. It wasn't a trendy brunch spot, but it was fuel, and it was a powerful reminder that kindness is its own kind of currency. First problem solved. Now, how to get around this massive city? New York is a beast. 5 boroughs of endless streets. The key to unlocking it is a metro card, but that's a luxury he doesn't have. So, the only option is the oldest form of transport there is, 2 feet. But here's the thing. Walking isn't a drawback. It's an upgrade. It forces you to see the city on a human scale. You notice the tiny architectural details on a brownstone, the flash of street art in an alley you'd normally rush past. You become part of the city's beat instead of just a passenger shooting through its veins. The goal is the southern tip of Manhattan, and the walk itself is the main event. He wanders along the High Line, that famous elevated park built on old train tracks. It's this incredible ribbon of green, floating between brick and steel, and walking it is completely free. From there, he heads for a New York classic, the ultimate free ride, the Staten Island Ferry. For over a century, this has been a commuter ferry, but for travelers, it's the best free boat tour in the world. People pay good money for harbor cruises, sometimes over $50, for a view that's arguably not even as good as this. The 25-minute trip gives you a breathtaking panorama of the Lower Manhattan skyline, Ellis Island, and of course, the Statue of Liberty. As the ferry pulls away and that iconic skyline shrinks, there's a huge sense of victory. He's seeing one of the most famous views on the planet, and it cost nothing. Back in Manhattan, the afternoon is wide open. Time for some culture. People think New York's art scene is locked behind expensive museum doors, but if you know where to look, it's surprisingly open. The Chelsea neighborhood is packed with world-class art galleries. Unlike museums, most of these galleries are free to enter. They're quiet, pristine spaces where you can see works from superstar artists and the next big thing. He spends a couple of hours just wandering from one to the next, soaking in incredible painting, sculpture, and photography, a museum-quality experience for free. You know, it's wild how much is out there for free once you actually start looking. It completely changes how you think about value when you travel. If you're into this idea that adventure is for everyone, not just those who can afford it, hit that subscribe button. Every new subscriber helps prove that a community can be built on shared experiences. Now, let's see how our traveler figures out dinner. As the afternoon light starts to turn golden, the city's energy shifts. Everything looks like a movie set, but that beautiful view is a little bittersweet because his stomach is making noise again. Dinner is the next big puzzle. He doesn't want to push his luck asking for another handout. A new plan is needed. He remembers reading about community fridges, public refrigerators where people and businesses leave spare food for anyone to take. It's a simple, brilliant way to fight food waste and help neighbors out. Using that same library Wi-Fi, he finds a map of fridges and heads off on what feels like a citywide treasure hunt. He finds one a few neighborhoods over and lucks out. It has some bread from a local bakery, a few vegetables, and even a couple of pre-packaged salads. It's a quiet testament to the anonymous generosity that flows through this city every day. He grabs a salad and a piece of bread, feeling incredibly grateful for the food and the community spirit that made it possible. He eats a simple dinner on a bench in Central Park, the city's great democratic backyard. Sitting there watching the world go by, he realizes this challenge isn't about finding hacks or gaming the system. It's about finding this whole other system that runs on generosity, conservation, and community. One that exists right alongside the world of commerce. Stomach full, he looks for some evening entertainment. On summer nights in New York, you can often find free events in the parks. He checks the NYC Parks calendar on the off chance something is happening nearby and scores again. A free jazz performance at a pavilion in Central Park as part of the Summer Stage Festival. For the next 2 hours, he just lies in the grass, listening to amazing live music as the first stars start to pop out above the skyline. A perfect New York moment. And that brings us back to where the story started. 2 a.m. The park is closed, the streets are finally quieting down, and the 24-hour journey is almost over. His legs ache, but his stomach is full and his mind is racing. He starts walking toward the East River, over to the Brooklyn waterfront. This is the 5-star view mentioned at the beginning. He's walking across the iconic Brooklyn Bridge. The pedestrian path is open 24/7, and from the middle of the bridge, the view of the Manhattan skyline is just unreal. The city that never sleeps is spread out before him like a glittering carpet of light and ambition. This is the free sunrise spot. Watching the sky slowly turn from black to blue to orange behind those skyscrapers is the perfect reward for this whole experience. Surviving 24 hours in New York with no money is tough. It's uncomfortable. It forces a person to get real about how resourceful they are, and it definitely makes them feel vulnerable. But it's also unbelievably freeing. When he couldn't just buy his way through the day, he had to connect with the city in a totally different way. He had to rely on community, he had to walk, and he discovered that the best experiences, the view from the ferry, the quiet awe in an art gallery, the shared joy of live music, were never for sale anyway. As the sun officially breaks over the horizon, the 24 hours are up. He's exhausted, but also filled with this incredible new love for this city. New York's real treasure isn't just in its skyscrapers or its economy. It's in its public spaces, its community spirit, and the endless chances for discovery waiting for anyone willing to look. This was never about proving you can live for free. It was about proving you can live richly without a dime. It was about shifting focus from what a city can sell you to what it can show you. And what New York showed this traveler is that with a little creativity and a lot of walking, the greatest city in the world can open its arms to you, no matter how empty your pockets are. Thanks for following along. If you've ever tried a challenge like this, we want to hear all about it in the comments. And if you haven't, maybe try it in your own city. You'd be amazed at what you find. Until next time, stay curious.